Hey, Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and I tell you, I've been getting a lot of questions from people going, should I have a single strut? Should I have a no strut? What's the difference between a 3-strut and a single strut? What's going to matter? Well, I will tell you, if you're foiling and you're spending a lot of time out there and you're not the racer jumper and you're a freestyle rider, which is one of the largest percentages, you will absolutely love a single strut or a no strut kite. It will blow your mind of what you're able to do and why. Once you get into it. Now, what I want to tell you about it is single struts and no struts. Why would you choose it? Well, a big thing is they like to fly in lighter wind conditions and still give you easy relaunchability. That's the difference between like a foil and a strutted kite or inflatable type kite. So when you get down to it, the kites hold themselves in the air. So for comparison, let's say a twin tip guy's out riding and he's on a 12 or a 14. I'm on a 6 meter. I'm foiling on a 6, cruising around, having no problem. So it's a 6 or a 5 meter. So in those small sizes, it allows that kite to maintain and keep itself in the air in those type of wind conditions. So those are going to be your main advantages, is the lightweight, and it's going to be relaunchable almost 100% of the time. Almost, don't forget that. So that's a big difference between a single strut and a 3-strut size kite, and I will tell you, it will change your whole foiling experience when you get your hands on one and you give it a try. Now, where did it come from, and what's the difference between a single strut and a no strut, and what are going to be your advantages? Well, a single strut will give you more depower ability and more upwind ability than a no strut kite. And people are going to go, oh no, that's bull. No, it is true, and that's why you'll see a lot of manufacturers making a single strut. It is a little bit easier to make a single strut. The more struts you put on a kite, the easier it is to design, to tell you the truth. So, but when you get into having a strut, the luff curve is the most important part of the sail, which is pretty much from here down to about here on this particular kite. It's the first 1/3 of that kite. That is the most important part of the sail that produces the power and the and your energy that comes from that kite. So what happens is when that stays in that curve, the longer it stays in that curve, the further you can pull the kite beyond its flying point. So as soon as you pull a no strut over, you will see huge ruffles of the sail flutter. That's because now it's back pressuring and it basically is not going to go forward anymore. You are not going to be able to pull it. It'll start flagging and it'll drag itself back. That's just the characteristics. So when you add a strut in there, right at the very important part of that kite, at the very top of the center of lift at the luff curve, you're going to have more depower and more range of power to depower in that kite. That's just a given. Someone calls me a liar, that's fine, but I will tell you, in designing, that is the most important part between a no strut and a single strut design. So you're going to have a little bit more depower with that strut. Now, no strut. You want a no strut kite. Now I want to tell you, they are really cool. Slingshot has come out with this new UFO and it's phenomenal. This kite flies so awesome, gives you the low wing grunt. It was so cool when they brought this kite in. Now there are negatives. So the negatives of a no strut are sometimes in the relaunchability. If that kite goes down onto its back, I will tell you, it can put you in some awkward positions. I have had no problems in getting the kites back up. I've had a few little twists here and there, but once that kite and getting this thing onto its back was kind of hard. I had to just grab the lines and forcefully backstall it onto the water and get it down. And I had it floating in the water and I was able to get it to twist around, flip over back onto its nose, and then the sail caught wind and had no problems. Also, if they're nose down, I haven't had the issue on this, but other no strut kites, I've seen people stuck on the water for a long time trying to get that kite back up off the water. And the UFO is really nice because it's such a low aspect design. Those wingtips are way out there and they do start to grab air and kick that sail back up. So a big thing of no strut and a single strut is going to be some relaunchability. If this thing goes down on its nose, I have not seen it once yet in the testing of the last couple of weeks on this kite that it would not relaunch. That sucker was stuck onto the water leading edge and it just wants to pivot and come up. That's just such a great design they did on this new UFO. So do I want a single strut or do I want a no strut? A big thing about no-strut is travel and simplicity. A lot of people get into the no-strut because they just love the simplicity. And believe me, I am in with them. I think it is really cool. Here you are. This is to give you a perspective. This is a 7 meter and a 7 meter. What bag do you want to go travel with? It's unbelievable. It comes down to lightweight. Slingshot did such a really cool job on this little bag. I love it. Make it simple. Make it lightweight. I mean, it comes down to nothing. So if I'm going to go travel, yeah, this is what I want. I want something simple. I want it easy to go. So simplicity is one of the big reasons that a lot of guys love the no-strut design. If you're a freestyle type rider out there and you're riding in some of the smaller sizes, you know, they don't make it in anything too big. I think it goes up to a 9 right now. They've got the 9, the 7, the 5, and the 3. And we spent a lot of time on the 5 and the 7, and it's a great little kite. It's a lot of fun. They're almost, other than trying to get it stuck onto the water, nobody out there so far, knock on wood, has been stuck with it out there at all. It's been relaunching, no problem at all. But the simplicity and the travel, this thing comes down to, like, with a bar ready to fly, just over 4 pounds, and that's a 7 meter. It's crazy. So you can easily take all of your kite sizes, pack them down real small, and head out, and they will work really cool. The other benefit of a no strut or a single strut is they're so lightweight that they have an automatic drift built into them. Because they're so lightweight, they just want to back up if there's no tension on the lines. So we get into moves like parachutal. We'll grab the bar, put it into stall mode, and control it right out in front of us and just go almost straight downwind. It's a lot of fun. Or turning it over, nose down, grabbing the back lines and making it float reverse, and then spinning it out. There's a lot of neat tricks in there when you get into messing with single struts, no strut stuff when you get into the foiling. It has definitely increased the market a lot. Here we've been testing a lot of the Ozone Alpha. Nash Boxer is one of our favorites. The build quality of all of these are fantastic. The lightweight, no pulley bridle systems on some of them. We've also got the Slingshot Ghost back here we've been spending a lot of time on since they brought that out. And this UFO, I can't keep these things in stock. These things are really cool. So I'm telling you, if you get into freestyle riding and you're wondering if you need a single strut or a no strut or whatever it is, no strut is simplicity. If you want simple, you want light, go no strut. And I tell you, this UFO is taking us. We've flown a lot of them, and this is one of our favorites. You spend some time on it. I get into, the Boxer single strut is one of my favorites, and the Alpha we spend a lot of time on. I like it because I can put it into stall mode real quick. It's a little bit higher aspect, and that's just my style of riding. I love being able to take the kite and spin it real quick, put it into a stall immediately, and it holds its shape right out in front of me, no problems at all, and spins and goes. As well as if I'm out there, relaunchability, I'm out there by myself for many miles, out pretty darn deep, and I want to make sure it's almost a guarantee I can get that sucker back up. So I have no problems with it. It adds a little bit more weight into the kite, but I have started playing around with the UFO when it gets down to those super lightweights where I normally pull out my foil kite. I'm starting to pull out the UFO and put some time on it. So they are great kites. If you have any questions about what size should fit you, what you should do with it, how you should rig it up, and I'm telling you, you fly a standard bar on these things, it feels like you've got this high performance lightweight machine in this big monstrosity bar, and heavy. We get into the KISS bars. All the guys around here have got these ultra light carbon bars, simplicity, the deep power, you just push the bar away, and I will tell you, it is fantastic and it's a lot of fun. If you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate. Give us a call or come down here with us and come ride, come test everything we got. We've got so many kites in here, and we love getting guys out on the water to get that new experience, because it's mind-blowing getting into these kites. When you're getting into that foiling, it will change all of your riding, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com. Please don't forget, like, subscribe. It helps us out. Click that notification bell. All of those things definitely help us. We try to put these together for you guys to give you the information. Anyway, it's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com.